Jonathan loved old books, dusty tomes, yellowed pages. The scent of aged paper filled him with a nostalgic joy. He found himself drawn to a peculiar antique shop tucked away on a cobbled street. It seemed untouched by time. The shopkeeper, a stooped figure with knowing eyes, barely acknowledged him. Jonathan drifted through rows of forgotten stories, his fingers trailing over worn spines. Then he saw it. A leather-bound book, unadorned, almost featureless. An inexplicable pull drew him to it. He opened the book. The pages were blank. It felt strangely warm in his hands, pulsing with a hidden energy. Jonathan, captivated, purchased the book and carried it home, unaware of the sinister journey he had just begun. That night, Jonathan sat at his desk, the book open before him. He picked up an ornate quill, a memento from his travels. As he admired the delicate feather, he noticed something peculiar. A drop of ink had fallen onto the book's blank page. It began to move, forming words, sentences, a story. Jonathan watched, transfixed, as the quill danced across the page, guided by an unseen force. The book was writing itself. A chill ran down his spine, a mixture of fear and exhilaration. What had he stumbled upon? The story unfolded before his eyes, a simple tale of a lost dog finding its way home. It felt innocent enough, but as he finished reading the last sentence, a strange sensation washed over him. It was as if the world outside his window had subtly shifted. The next day, Jonathan saw a familiar dog wandering lost in the park. It was the dog from the book story. He watched as it bounded towards a joyous family, their cries of relief echoing through the park. Jonathan felt a surge of disbelief. Could the book be controlling reality? The thought was both terrifying and tantalizing. He decided to test it. He picked up the quill, his hand trembling slightly, and wrote a simple sentence. "I will win the lottery." Days later, Jonathan stared at the winning lottery ticket in disbelief. The book had delivered, fulfilling his wish with unsettling accuracy. His life started to revolve around the book. Small desires, trivial wishes, he wrote them all. Each time the book made it real. Jonathan grew bolder. He wrote about wealth, success, even manipulating events to his advantage. The book complied, rewriting his reality with each stroke of the quill. However, a creeping unease began to gnaw at him. The world felt staged, artificial. The people around him, mere puppets in the book's narrative. He realized he hadn't seen his family and friends in weeks. They didn't fit into the perfect life he had scripted. One night, Jonathan noticed something strange. The book was writing on its own again. This time the story wasn't about him. It was a dark tale, filled with chilling events yet to come. The book wasn't just fulfilling his wishes, it had its own design. A sinister plan it was meticulously crafting. Terror gripped Jonathan. The book's power was far beyond what he had imagined. He tried to stop writing, but the quill moved on its own, guided by an unseen force. He tried to destroy the book, to burn it, but it remained unscathed. The book had become his prison, its pages a reflection of his darkest desires and the harbinger of a terrifying future. The events from the book's story began to unfold in the real world. Chaos and destruction reigned. Jonathan was trapped, a puppet in the narrative he had unwittingly set in motion. His creation had become his tormentor. One night, the book wrote its final act. The words appeared on the page, stark and unavoidable. Jonathan disappears, never to be seen again. As the last stroke of the quill faded, Jonathan vanished. The room was silent, save for the rustle of turning pages. The book had claimed its author. Its purpose served. It lay open, the final sentence echoing in the empty room, a chilling testament to its power. The book remained on the desk, waiting. It was a blank slate once more, its dark purpose temporarily sated. It patiently awaited the arrival of a new author, an unsuspecting soul who would stumble upon its power and unleash a new wave of chaos. The cycle would begin again. The book that wrote back, a silent orchestrator of destinies, lay in wait, a testament to the seductive and ultimately destructive nature of unchecked power.